All right, everyone. I think I fixed. I think I fixed something. I was having an issue. Having an issue with Gartic phone actually, and I think I fixed it now. And what's silly is the thing that fixed it. The thing that ultimately fixed it had nothing to do with actually fixing anything. And for some reason, this is what I have to do now. But it seems like everything's working. So who gives a shit? So welcome to the stream, everyone. I'm your host, Isaac MCCanary. Time for some garlic. Time for some garlic. It's Saturday. We'll do this for a bit. Be on the break. Ah, shite. Ah, shite. I did forget something. I forgot one thing, but it wasn't like, oh no, I forgot something. I just forgot I was gonna try to squeeze something in before we started, so I'm just gonna do that really quick. I just need to tell people something. Need to tell people something. Just have to let them know. Well, I have to inquire whether or not because we're. I do more than just Gartic phone. I do more than just Gartic phone. All right, we're gonna start. Hopefully, this will work better. I'm using now Chrome because apparently Firefox does not like Gartic phone, which is very silly. And I'm gonna have some different. I'm gonna have some different. Not that I'm going to do that much different, but this is kind of nice. This gives me some information that I didn't know I had that really does help me out. Oh, I guess it gets rid of that too. Interesting. So I like that it shows you what the shortcuts are. I do like that it shows you what the shortcuts are. Start off. The biggest difference is, look, I'm no longer having that latency. If you ever run into that, apparently it's a Firefox thing. Who knows why? Gotta love when, for whatever reason, things are just being weird for seemingly no reason. I'm gonna start with the classic guy. Just trying to figure out exactly how I want to start this day. Really, we're just gonna kind of go with the vibe. Gonna go with the vibe. I am glad I took that break. Is something to be said. Sometimes I just need to take a bit of a breather between Gartic phone streams. I I do want to try to keep it to no more than like no at least a week between Gartic phone streams. Retrospect, I probably could have done a little bit sooner, but I was like, gotta stick with what I do. Sometimes you just gotta stick with what you do, what you decide to do, anyways. That's what made the difference for me. That I was like, I gotta, I gotta stick with it. There we go. Sometimes you just gotta make a decision. Ooh, I have an idea. Ooh, I have an idea. What's funny is I'm like, man, I would always do a trip, and now I'm like, I haven't done a trip in a while, and I'm just like, oh, the idea I have isn't a trip, but it would be fun. Like, the thing I have in mind is not me tripping. It's not me tripping. What the hell? Can't help it. I can't help it. Oop. Do. It's like having unfortunate events happen. I don't know. Oh. Like drawing when something silly and weird happens. I like to draw. Largely trying to like think about how my head would rotate, but honestly probably wouldn't even rotate that much. In fact, like this would move just slightly back. This would move up just slightly. I want to show that the rotation of my head is happening without actually having to rotate the entire head. So the hair is probably going to be doing a lot of the translation here. The movement of my hair is probably going to be translating a lot of the information of like, oh, he's look, they're tilting up, tilting up. That's what I'm trying to evoke here. Sense of translation. Largely, the top of the head will stay the same. Rotate over a little bit. Rotate over a little bit. Oh, those shortcuts are going to help a lot. Oh, those shortcuts are going to help a lot. And then, add. Just, just having something. Have something coming on to screen. We have something coming on to screen. I don't know why I'm using red. I had a thought. I had a moment there where I was like, wait a second. Usually these are blue lights, but I'm gonna use red lights. Why not? Who's ever seen this done with red lights? Do something different. I can do something different. There, something like that. I look great. Good start. Good start. Let's do a couple of rocks. You need to get a big part of animation is actually like you want to put frames of reference as much as possible. You want frames of reference for motion. That's an important part that I've learned is like if you can give multiple frames of reference for motion, you can give more dynamic motions. You can make things move faster and slower relative to each other in a way that will be like, "Oh, that's how fast it's moving," or "Oh, that's how slow it's moving." Gives you more of a context for how quickly something is moving, what direction something is moving, how much it's affecting the environment. Actions have consequences. Consequences. Actions have consequences. Okay. Something like that. The head relatively the same. Now, eyes are up here. Eyes are up here. Means these needs to move up. Actually, it's a little bit up. More like that. This needs to be up here, here. That about the same. Want to keep the hair doing about the same thing, then actually this needs to come just a little bit more. Again, I'm translating that there's rotational movement. We got to keep that motion consistent. Great. That looks right. Yep, that's about right. Yeah, that's about correct. Over a little bit more. Show that I'm twisting a little bit. This is something I've gotten at least much more consistent at as I've been doing this more, is like being much more aware of like how much motion makes a difference. One of the things that I've actually really struggled with that I've had to really focus on is not moving too much. I move too much sometimes, like where one frame has too much motion and it causes things to jitter and move around where they shouldn't move. That's something I'm slowly getting better at. Still requires a little bit of polish on my end to make those corrections, but I'm getting better at catching them before I get to them. I think, anyways. A little bit of motion. I only got 6 frames, so we're gonna have to start doing something soon. And I have an idea on what the next frame is gonna be. Something silly. Do something silly. It's good. I like that. I like that start. I like that start a lot. And a little bit of a particle here. And then what we're going to do, I'm going to start lifting me up. My head is going to stay in position. Everything else, you'll see. I'm just worried that this will be a lot more motion than I intend. But I gotta start somewhere. Sometimes you gotta start somewhere with this. Good. And what I want to do, I want that to kind of curl down that way. Well, no. Flip. Maybe flip it. Actually, show that I'm being lifted up. Do that. To show that I'm being lifted up, I need to have a little bit of lift. I need to have a little bit of lift in the hair. Just thought of that. Oh. Just a little bit. Oh boy, he's whining again. Oh boy, he's whining again. What? Cry baby. Cry baby. Focused. Doing something, buddy. I'm doing something, buddy. There we go. Do. Add that. I think that's a good start. Let's try doing this way. Try doing that way. Usually I don't add color to these, but for some reason this is speaking to me. This is speaking to me right now. I don't know why. Narrow a little bit more. Have some more of that rotation again. To show that my eyes don't move, but my body does. Trying some stuff with that. Not the grays. Not the grays. A little lighter than that. I like the way that the hair is moving. Hello, creeper. How's it going? Know me, just doing my goobers. Good, doing my goobs. Doing me goobs. Doing me goobs. I'm good. Just started getting my first solo animation out of the way. Probably gonna have one or two, we'll see. It's very quiet, but it's okay. It's so funny. If I can admit one thing, I don't know. It is the one thing that makes me always like a little bit hesitant about Gartic phone streams. Is like on one hand, I get super stressed when there's like actually a lot of people sometimes, and then I get super stressed when there aren't very many people, and I'm just like, man, I just gotta chill and remember that I'm here to do the animation. Who cares? I gotta remember I'm here to do the animation. Who cares? Like, if I'm doing animation, it's fine. I'm fine. Right now, I'm drawing me guy. I'm drawing me boy. In a situation. I'm drawing myself in situations. This is the situation. Alright. Oh? I'll have to check that out in a bit. Hello, Art. You are just a little bit. Just a little bit. You're taking me somewhere. I don't know where. Where are you taking? Where are you taking me? You want me to take you to my leader? I want you to take me to your leader. That's what I would say to the Greys, and then they'd probably turn my insides outsides. But it's okay. They'd be like, "Don't worry, you're not dead," and I'd be like, "Oh God." Uh-huh. Wait, are you the Greys? Are you the Greys? I love when I do stuff like this. It's some of my favorite work is just being a goofball and making stuff like this happen. I love when this kind of thing. It's my favorite kind of subject. I have a lot of subjects I like to do. Too Fast 3 is always one of my favorites. A drawing screen, actually. I'm using an X Pen. I don't remember which one because anytime anyone's like, hey, what hardware do you use? I go, I should know that. I really should, especially because it's been good. I've had a couple of issues with it, but some of those issues are kind of like, I am putting it under a lot of strain, so I'm like, makes sense, actually. Trying to be careful with it, but I have to move it a lot. And I don't think I don't think you're supposed to be moving your X Pen drawing screen that much. I don't have a permanent spot for it is the problem. And by that I mean like it's not that I don't have a place to put it where I keep it 90% of the time, just the 10% of the time that I have to use it to like get close and draw, I have to physically move it. It's essentially it is a monitor screen that supports a drawing pen. That's essentially what it is. It's designed for artists to be hooked up to a desktop, and it is just a display. It is just a computer display that has a pen functionality. It's really good. Wouldn't have had enough frames though. That's the thing about animation. You gotta always work within however many frames you have. I only have one more frame. So I would have only had one more action I could have done. I didn't have enough time to set up something like that. Also, it wasn't what I had in mind, so gotta do what I was working on. Hello, welcome in. If you would like to join and queue up, exclamation point server. Hello. Not on this one. I didn't have enough time, unfortunately. And usually with these solo ones, the solo art I usually do is just to like try something. So don't worry if we want to try different stuff, we'll be doing group animation here in a second. I just don't take requests. Honestly, at this point, I just gotta be like, I just don't take requests. I don't know why. No, not something I'm comfortable doing. That's something I gotta remember. I have to be okay with being like, hey, if I'm not comfortable doing something, I don't know. And for some reason, I'm not comfortable taking requests. Never have been. You know? That there? Yes. Yes. The link doesn't work. What? I swear to hell. Wait a second. What? Oh, I didn't update it. There, try now. God damn it, I knew I was going to forget something. Try again. Try again. My bad. Try again. Should be working now. Thank you. Apologies. Wait, why did it still didn't update? 1 second. Oh, wait, no. Yes, yes. Should be working now. Try now. And if it doesn't, I'll reset the lobby. Don't worry about it. I'll get a link. Whatever happens, I'll get a link after this. I'm almost finished. Morning. Welcome, everybody. Just finished my solo animation, so. There, yeah, there we go. Crim. I see. Have I seen somebody named Crim in chat? Has somebody spoken? Have you spoken? Yes. Okay. Just making sure. I was like, I just want to make sure the only real stipulation I have for joining Flatly is that you're engaged with chat and that you're here. So, that you're actually watching. This is the warm up. It's so funny. I was like, man, every time I warm up, usually I do like a animation where I'm like falling over or something. But this time I was just like, why not? Why? Not this time. But recently, I have been doing pretty much anything but falling over. Yep, we're gonna do animation. I'm studying animation, so I've been practicing it. I got into animation in Gartic Phone, so I've been practicing and been opening up the lobby for people to practice animation with me. So we do only do animation here. Yeah, yeah. Believe it or not, this is studying. This is studying, and what I've been doing on my own is studying. So a part of this is my study, is practicing different kinds of animation, and different ways. And one of the ways that helped me. So what's funny is like starting Gartic Phone. The way that I got into animation was I saw other animators doing Gartic Phone. I was like, man, that looks right up my alley. I feel like this is something that would really help me start getting into it because what I've needed is a starting point. Gartic Phone gives you a starting point because it just goes. It just goes. You have to do straight ahead animation, which I didn't know that's what it was called. It just makes you do straight ahead animation. And welcome, Lich. Say hi in chat or something. I don't know if I saw you. I know chat's going a little quick now. Hello. Um, but Gartic Phone is really good for. I just saw it and I was like, this looks like something right up my alley. I've really wanted to try more animation. I've tried it on and off, haven't really had any luck with it. And then I finally did animation, or I just started consistently doing Gartic Phone last year, and have over time like kind of dabbled in Gartic Phone and been like, yeah, I get this. Being able to do straight ahead animation really gels with me. It makes sense to me. I don't know why, but it does. It did. And then we started doing, and then well, shit. And then I started doing more animation last year, and I started doing Gartic Phone more consistently. Um, so I've just been practicing it, and now I'm working on an animation project of my own for the channel and everything. So yeah. But I have a body. But I'm just a little guy. But I'm just a little guy. But do know we are practicing animation here and just generally just kind of hanging out. So I used to be. Eventually I added a body. Yeah. Sure. Doing. You doing? So, just so everybody knows, uh I'm focusing on animation in Gartic Phone whenever I stream Gartic Phone. Usually what I do around here is between every round I take like 3 or 4 minutes just to kind of relax and chill so that way everybody who joins is ready. Everybody who if anybody has to go, they can still disconnect and they don't have to worry about leaving in the middle or anything. Just to give enough time for people to just to chill out. Since we have 6 people, the other thing is if I had around 4 people, I would wait. Usually I do a couple solo animations. I want to keep up trying to do a couple solo animations every stream. We'll see, even if I have more than 6 people. But usually, if I have under 6 people or under at least 4 people, I'll do like another solo animation. But since we do have more than 6, we're going to do a group animation. We have 6, so we'll do all. Gotta turn on this thing. Gotta turn on that thing. Gotta make sure to do that. You can also confirm that he at least has a torso with a red shirt. It's true. It's true. I've shown. Listen, I'm not against showing my face. I just prefer showing this. It is a weird thing. I don't know. I put a lot of work into the head rig and everything. But I also am trying to get more comfortable about that. I don't think it'll be a regular thing. I really don't. Also, hello, planet. I don't think it'll be a regular thing for me to ever show my face because I like being a cartoon character. But I'm not as discomforted about it as I used to be. And it's not even to say that I'm like, I'm ugly. I don't know. I never was really comfortable with showing my face, and I was always more when I started doing the VTuber thing. It's funny, early on, I was like kind of getting into the whole like PNG VTuber thing before it really started blowing up for a lot of people. I was like editing videos. And one of the videos I edited, I made little facsimiles for me and my friends because we were doing a Soul Level 1 of Dark Souls and we were just recording at the time. We weren't streaming. And I did a head for me, and it was a facsimile of three Azumanga characters. It was me as Tomo, one of my best friends, James, as Yomi, and then his brother as Mr. Tadakichi. He had a little. I made a little tail wag animation for him and everything. It was great. But since then, I've really. I don't know. I'm not against it, but I do like the kind of like face rig thing because it's not that I'm making a like fake version of me. I'm just making a sillier version of me, right? Like I do think that the character design I've settled on here is just kind of what I look like in real life. Gooier. Just gooier. Right, I gotta do this. We'll start here in a minute though. For everybody new here, if you haven't done Gartic Phone with me, usually my rules are as follow. They're not a lot, but they are rules. First off, have fun. Whatever you decide to do, if you don't know what to do, try doing something kind of silly or kind of cute. That's usually that's just like a go-to here for me. Just be like, go simple. No bummers, or at least no big bummers, and nothing that would get the stream taken down, of course. Like, be respectful. Just be fun. Just have fun. No, actually. Though it is you're the thing is like obviously nothing explicit, like nothing explicit. Horror is actually acceptable here. You can do horror stuff, you can do technical design and stuff like that. Just nothing like really inappropriate, obviously. And that's not to say that we won't make jokes and talk about that stuff, but just nothing that actually is like gonna get me in trouble. And I'll put it this way: it's not even that like I'm against drawing stuff like that. Even I got in trouble once. I got in trouble once really early on in Twitch. One of the only bans I ever got on Twitch was I decided to draw nudity, and it did not go well for me. So just not allowed. I'm just not gonna risk it. Just have fun, do silly drawings. Have fun, do silly drawings. Gore is actually allowed, just not so excessive that it's distracting. But gore, like blowing up into a blood pinata, can be fun. So have fun with it. Yes, I typically. So here's my last thing. Be willing to try things. And hey, thanks for the follow, screen shooter. I think I said that. You are being. Oh, but uh, be willing to do things. Thank you for the follow, planet. Be willing to do things. Be willing to take uh, risks, and be willing to do something that's maybe harder. I'm okay with color. Just know that everybody has a different skill level. So do your best with what you get, but do not, if you're worried about doing something too hard, definitely be willing to do something easier. I guess put it that way. So, and color is harder, but I am willing to color. And I can even give tips for that when it comes up, but yeah. And also, hello, Turk. I don't think I've seen them say anything. I will say the only limitation I have, and we will be starting here in a second, say something in chat. I'll give you like 10 more seconds. If you don't, I'm going to have to kick you out, and you can join for the next one if you say something in chat. But hey, just making sure. Everybody in chat, just say hi. And do know, I will actually admit this. We're getting so many people now. We're getting so many people now that if you are new and aren't new and only come for Gartic Phone, I might not recognize everyone now. So do keep that in mind too. Like, there's a lot of people now. A lot of people. Red? Red? Is Red? Where Red? All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and start. And we're just gonna get into it. We're just gonna get into it. I haven't done topics yet. In the near future, I might be starting to think about topics necessarily, but for now, I have not really thought about specific topics that we should do or what people can do. For now, I just like to leave it up to what people feel like doing. You know, no limitation. You always want eat like if you always want topic recommendations that will make me happy to draw. Make me draw a dinosaur. I will always enjoy drawing a dinosaur. I will always enjoy drawing like a robot. Always enjoy drawing goobers. And for me, one of the things that has helped a lot, both with working with Gartic phone, with people of differing capabilities and stuff like that, uh, keeping simple does usually work better anyways. Like, but then again, we've had some animations that like people were willing to take some swings on and they came out really, really good. So don't ever be afraid to be trying something. I'm usually in the mindset of like I don't try to push any given animation harder until I get to that point. And I certainly don't start off with something complicated. I usually have to be given something complicated before I do something more complicated with it. Typically. Just my MO. I just simple is best. Simple is best. Easy to overcomplicate things. Simple is best. And just to also put a clarification, like, because this has happened, and it's just like, it's just not actually that funny to me, and I will just block it. Um, Somebody joined once and was just like, all they would do is they would like they would draw something and then just be like, draw a penis. And I'd be like, no. So like it's not even me being like I can't say words like that. I can't even show words like that. No, I am a little nervous about showing words like that. I don't know what Twitch will ever get mad about is the problem. But like I'd rather be safe. I would rather be on the safe side with stuff like that. So I might talk about it or joke about it, but it also will just get your pictures blocked. Just fair warning. If you try anything like that, you're just gonna get your picture blocked. And as far as I know, nobody wants that to happen. So, yeah. People are weird though. But hey, that's why I'm like putting that out there now to be like, hey, I'm a goober. I'll say the ding dang damn fuck. I'll be a little bit raunchy, but it doesn't actually mean I want to be raunchy. I always want to make that clear. I don't actually want to just be gross all the time. I want to still have like fun with the stuff that I do, or still be silly, just like kind of silly, or just draw cute stuff. That's also I just like drawing cute things. Like I still like doing that, even if I still could be a turd goblin. You know. Ugh. Turn off the mister on my lizard. It's a lizard, not a fish. He's a lizard, not a fish. Hydrate bot. Thank you. Ah, shit. I knew it. Probably gonna have to fill my water in the middle of this stream at one point. Probably. Probably. Got my coffee. Got my Slim Jims. I have taken to like just eating Slim Jim, like a weird Slim Jim thing. It's like not exactly Slim Jim. It is something different. I don't know what that is. I have no idea what that is. That's what I thought. Is that what that is? Then I will actually probably, if you're if you're not comfortable with that, definitely switch it to something else. It's okay, screen. I was like, I don't know what that is, and I don't know why that's there. So if there's more weird stuff, I'll keep an eye out for it. Definitely feel free to just draw something else and ignore that. I just was straight up like, that feels like something that's not great, but I couldn't tell. I couldn't tell. Like that I will admit. I couldn't tell. I just didn't know what it was or why and why. So, but it's also just the flag, so I'm like, that's probably fine. But I will keep an eye out. I will keep an eye out. Thank you. If that's the reaction too, like thank you that letting me know that if you're not comfortable with that, definitely that's another thing. I think I'll just put a rule of if you get something that slips through that I'm like, I'm not sure, and you're not comfortable drawing it, you can change it. You can either try to follow like the shapes that are in it and change it into something else, or just draw something different. Don't let people ruin your time. That's not no. So if you're not comfortable drawing something, even if it's animation, I would recommend the best way is to change it following like the frame. I've had to do this before where I changed what was happening in the frame by like using some of the shapes to recontextualize it. I've had to do that before. It is something you can do. So if you don't feel comfortable drawing something the way that it is, always feel be don't feel afraid to change it in an animation and worry that the animation will break. My suggestion is try to keep the sense of motion the same or try to make a modification to what's on screen without having to draw that thing again. You don't have to draw it again to keep the animation going. I always want to maintain that I can facilitate like yeah, if you ever have questions or an idea or whatever, let me know or concerns, definitely let me know. That's why I'm like don't. Then go ahead. Like I said, make it comfortable for you. And again, I will admit, at least it's just a flag. I had a feeling I was like, if this is some kind of iconography, I'm maybe not comfortable with that. But it is just a flag at least. So that said, that doesn't suddenly make it okay to do any flag. Just saying. Like obviously, no iconography, please. Just here to do funny cartoons. Just here to have fun making funny cartoons. Yeah, I have no idea what that was either. It looked like a big worm to me, but it could be. I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna keep an eye out. If anything gross happens in the next frames, there are gonna be some blocked frames. Don't you worry. Just keeping an eye out. Keeping it real. Mm-hmm. I did look at them. I did moderate, and other than that reaction that you had, screen shooter, I looked at him and I was like, I don't see anything explicit. I'm okay with questionable. I'm always okay with questionable, but be aware. I will be keeping an eye out. Okay? That. Everything else. Everything else seems fine. Yeah, I saw this as like a weird creature. I did see this as a weird creature. Hey, I like me a good worm. Like me a good worm. Or a blob creature. And remember, I will actually say this. Maybe I'll have to. I might have to start putting my foot down a little bit more. Like, also, yeah, we're doing animation. Make sure you're still trying to keep up with animation. Do remember that. We're and animation requires at least if you don't know what to do, at least following the previous frame. You can't change the frame too quickly. Yeah, something like that. Creature. It made them a creature. What's weird is I'm like I'm getting water vibes. Getting in the middle of the ocean vibes from this. I don't know why. There we go. He's just a guy. He's just a little guy in the middle of the big blue sea. Not blue. Didn't add any blue to this ocean. What are you doing? What? Big cat. What do you want? Okay, you do want lap time. He does want lap time. He won't make up his freaking mind. What do you want? What do you not? What do you want, buddy? Squishy boy in my lap. I have a squishy boy in my lap. He's a good boy. He's a good boy. I should make a little. I should make a little Leon every time that he jumps in my lap to be able to be like, Leon's here. So I will forget. Can't add more things. I can't add more things, even though I want to. Like I said, if I was to do stuff like that, I need a macro. You get a meow. He's being quiet. He's looking at my hand. I am giving him kisses. At least that. Okay. All right. Okay. Hello, Mr. Johnny Bravo. Hello, Jonathan Bravo. What are you doing here? Hello, Jonathan Bravo. What are you doing? What are you doing, buddy? Hmm. How best to handle? Oh, there's a lighter. Thought so. Thought there was a lighter. Thought there was something lighter. I haven't thought about Johnny Bravo since pretty much I was a kid. I forget that he exists sometimes. I didn't really ever watch him. He wasn't really he wasn't really a character that I took interest in when I was younger. I to this day just don't know what his deal was. But I do know he existed. And I do know he was a thing. That and like cow and chicken are two things that I'm like, what was going on at Cartoon Network? Oh, from me? Yeah. Hello, everyone. How are you? Fine, thank you. I wish I were a bird. No, I don't have time. It was too much. It was too much. don't know what this peak. No. 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 Kind of ran out of time on this one. I just was like really struggling on where to even take it. So I was like, oh no, I have no idea. Yeah. Sometimes I do. I'm actually okay with whether you do or don't. If you do want to write something, always remember to use the notepad. But if you don't know what exactly to write in there, you don't have to write in it. Just remember that if you do want to write something as direction, always use the notepad, because then it won't save on the frame. That's the only thing I always recommend, is remember that you can use the you can use that. But I typically shy away from it because I like people to try to look at a frame and be like, what would I do with this? Now, to be fair, that's not everyone works that way. I get it. But I do think it the way that I prefer, kind of like, because I do like an amount of like not randomness necessarily. I don't think randomness is the right phrase to use. I do like a certain amount of chaos to come out of this. Trust me, I do like a little bit of chaos. I like to not be able to expect what to see. I would say always remember though, and I might start doing this just as a blanket rule of just being like, hey, if we're doing animation, we're doing animation. I would say until, if it's your first round, don't change the subject. Like, that is a suggestion that I make because I need to be able to gauge where you might feel most comfortable, and I need to be able to know that. And I think that the best way to keep an animation going is always keep the subject, whatever subject you get, don't draw something different. Just don't. And that's not to say you can never change the subject. When I think, but what is more important to me is that, you know, we are trying to keep it cohesive at least a little bit, and I don't know. That's hard. It's difficult. It's a difficult spot, definitely. But my recommendation is probably not to change the subject. To always try to keep the subject relatively the same. If you do change something, like, know that it might not work, but maybe it will. I don't know. It's tricky. Is a tricky situation. Mm. Always remember, we're just here to vibe. Ain't no rush. Ain't no rush for nothing. Let people take their time. Animation is also difficult. Animation is not something you rush. Drawing is not something you rush. So always remember to take your time and let other people take their time. That's important to remember. There is no rush. It ain't a race. Just having fun. Ooh, like this weird thing I've started. I like this weird thing I've started. See, this is what I like to do. I'm okay. Like, this is what I mean. It's like, not safe for work means like actually doing something that's like inappropriate. this is fine. I like creepy stuff. I like spooky stuff. I like weird stuff. Like, that's totally acceptable. Absolutely. Maybe I should append. Essentially, if you don't see me do it, probably don't do it. At the very most, do things that you see me do. Mm-hmm. It's tough. It's difficult. That is not safe for work. You're right, Creeper. That's why it's not allowed. Come on, babe. Come on, go. You're such a menace. You have been up to no good the last couple of days. This whole week, you've been nothing but a pill. Heal, buddy. Mm-hmm. It depends. The biggest thing is taking direction. Like, that's totally okay as long as it still matches the previous frame. Like, doing something to interrupt or change the direction is totally fine. But usually the thing that I've noticed is sometimes people will just draw something different. Like that there's just nothing. And that usually causes issues. That's where I'm like, don't do that. Don't do that. Because that's the thing is like I still want creative freedom. Don't get me wrong. Like I do something different. Do definitely do something different. Just remember that if you if you don't if you just draw something that isn't happening, it's not gonna make sense. It's not gonna make sense 9 times out of 10. But it is tough. It is one of the things that over time, as I've done more animation and more Gartic phone, it is something of a thing that could be difficult. It could be difficult. You get different people who all have different ideas and different skill levels, and that can be a challenge. That can be a challenge. Oh, yeah, you can say the damn word, the dang word. There are certain words that are not acceptable, but those ones I think I've already blocked anyways. But if you can say it, you probably can. Unless you find a new one that I don't know about. And I'm like, oh god, no, not that one. What? There we go. I hit my undo button and I hit the wrong button. Goober. Goober is not banned here. You are allowed to say the word goober. Always. Ain't no rush. Always remember that. There's no rushing here. Sometimes you just kind of go slow. That's normal. That's okay. Oops. I have a little bit of a distraction going on in the background. My cat keeps on distracting me, so I'm having a hard time focusing actually. Uh mm, hmm. 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 Feel like I shouldn't have. Now I'm in a tough situation. And you guys are being spicy today. I don't know how to feel about it. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know how I feel about today. Now I'm starting to be like, I don't even know if I want to. I know. Uh, uh, mm, mm. I might start a new round. I'm not. Hmm. There's a lot. There is a lot that I'm like, this is not. Hmm. Yeah, I'm trying to think to change it, how to change it. It's just, eh, hold on. It's not that things like this don't exist. I want to make that clear, is that things like this do exist, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's what I want to draw and what I want to expose people to. Just not, not really, it's tough. It's tough. Sure. It doesn't necessarily mean that that's what I want to show. Like, that's the point. So it's more of this is not something I want to show at all. I don't want to give value to it. I don't want to I don't want to think that it's okay either way. Like it's just not what we do here. It's just not what I do here. It's not what I want to share. This is not what I want to show. I was like I feel like I should have clicked no on that. Like I didn't realize that was even happening. I want it to be that people shouldn't. Hmm. This is not the environment for that kind of stuff. It's not really what I want to show people. And it's not really what I want to engage with. It's not what I want to deal with. So I'm not comfortable talking about it. I'm not comfortable engaging with it. Yeah, exactly. This isn't fun. Like, this is why I'm like, I'm starting to. This is why I'm like, do I keep doing Gartic phone? This right here is why. You guys are it was going really well for a while, but now people are starting to be awful, and I'm like, I don't know. I have no clue. I don't know. People have been kind of awful, and it's really making me very hesitant now. Really making me very hesitant. Like, I just want to draw silly shit. I just want to draw silly shit. Oh, oh, oh. This is why I say no bummers. It's okay, but that is why I say no bummers. Like, it's just like, oh, come on, man. You always remember everyone is different, but there are safe things to draw. Like, always remember that for everyone out there. Like, and it's not your fault, screen. You're just trying to keep going. That's fair. And I was like, okay, this is like, I made it clear. I was like, oh, I'm okay with like horror stuff, but like, it's like there's something different than a made-up fictional creature or monster and something like that, right? Like, yeah. And yeah, I like this. I like this song. It's one of my favorites. Cirno. I don't remember when I found Flap Frog a long time ago, and it it's good. It's good. I can't find, unfortunately. Flap Frog did something a long time ago that I've always wanted to find again. I've been trying to. Uh, they did an album that I really liked, but uh, yeah, I it was called Submarine, is what it was called. And I want to all I want to say is honestly, like, I just want to have fun making cartoons, and I have to admit, like, this has become more of a thing, and it is starting to concern me that what I want to provide, I want to make sure people are providing. For some reason, people haven't been, and it's been bothering me. It has been bothering me. Because I want people to join. I want you guys to join. I want new people to join. I've had some fantastic people join. I could tell that there are some fantastic artists right now playing. And it's been so frustrating the last couple times I've done Gartic Phone that actually it hasn't felt that way for a while. It hasn't felt that way for a while. I feel like people have just wanted to interfere. I don't know what to do about that because there's a difference between adding something that changes the vibe of how something's going and interfering with people's attempt to just want to have fun. People have wanted to interfere with that recently, and I don't know what to do about it. I really don't. It's why I'm like very hesitant now, more and more every single time I get to Gartic phone. Buddy? Now my cat's upset. Buddy? But okay. Your butt do something. So yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna try again. This round though, I must admit, it was a weird round. It was a weird round. That if it takes this to be like, hey, this is the limit, guys. Like, just I say it every time, and I think that's why I'm getting frustrated now. Is like I've I I've been like, hey, these are what work. Like, do something fun or cute or silly, but people have just been ignoring that, and it hasn't been fun or cute or silly. Yeah, seriously though, like it's not it's not about that. We're not about that. Like I have my limits. I just do. Everybody does. All right. My dinosaur. This is my dinosaur. My dinosaur. Like I couldn't even tell what that was in one frame. Yeah. Like this is where I start putting down. I think this is where I start saying like no. Yeah. At least he exploded. I like the explosion. Yeah, this one no. Never have I ever not saved one. And then like yeah. Yeah, see? Like this. Good job. This is actually yeah. Good job everybody. Like I'm okay with stuff with this. But like yeah, this was good. Like this is okay. Thank you. Yeah. And there was this creature. This just looked like a creature to me, so I was like, whatever. It looked like a whale to me. It looked like a whale to me. That's what I was like, yeah. Whoa. Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna say that this round is gonna be a redo. Yeah. Don't worry. We'll deal with him. We'll deal with him. This one's gonna be a redo. Sometimes that happens too. Sometimes you gotta have a redo. Okay, bud. Yeah. Don't worry, guys. We'll just move on from this. We'll try again. And hey, I appreciate that you guys actually are like, hey, you know, don't act, guys. What the hell? If that, you know what? I'm not even going to risk that just in case. That's still not okay. Guys, seriously. Okay, now we got two. Cool. What is with people? Chill the fuck out. Man, you guys are actually making me do my job. I guess impressive. God damn. Well, this has been fun. This has been fun. What is exciting. Don't worry, guys. I know what I'm gonna do next. Don't you worry. I know what I'm gonna do next. I have a plan. I have a plan. I have a plan. Yeah, no. Don't worry. I'm gonna do something about it. This was a reset. This was a reset. It just goes both ways. It just goes both ways. Don't worry. He's not going to be playing in the next round. Yeah, I like that one. That was good. That one's really good. I might have to start being more strict on this. I might have to be like, actually, yeah, no. If you're too disruptive, you can't stay. And that can mean a lot of different things. Like if you're too disruptive to what's going on, then you just can't stay, and I just won't keep you. Whether it's something explicit or even just not following the prompts, you know, like that's equally as disruptive. Yeah, that one's good too. Wait, God, I see that as a phone. Yeah, no, it's a phone. That's why this problem won't last much longer. Well, don't worry, guys. Yeah, it worked. Don't worry about it. This one was good. Good job. All right. And we're just going to do that. And let's see. Gotcha. Take it easy. Thank you. I do. I'm trying my best, man. I am. I am. I'm getting tired though, I will admit, like I don't know. It's weird. It's very weird. Like that's I want people to be able to come here and have fun. That's all I want. I want to be able to have fun, and I just don't understand why the only way people can have fun is to ruin other people's fun. Well, you can go have fun someplace else, buddy. You're done. You're out. You don't. Nope. It's just no. People don't get to do that. Don't ruin other people's fun. Who cares if you had fun? You don't get to just not let other people have fun. It's something I've struggled with a lot of my life. And apparently people are always going to do that, but I got to make it clear that you're not welcome here. Of course you're not. Why would it be okay for you to do that stuff? It's the reason why I'm always just like, I don't know, man. And it's been happening more, which is really concerning to me. It is. Like, I'm glad that you were able to join Screen Shooter, and I'm glad you're able to join Total Planet and everybody else who was actually wanting to participate. You know? You guys did good. I'm going to switch it over to solo animation so that way we can do some animation, because again, the goal here is I'm trying to mix things. I'm trying to do things. It is weird, though. It is weird to be like, I have to do my. It is weird that I have to do my job, and I'm sure that it's like, wow, this guy doesn't know how to have fun. No, I just have to do my job. You do? Nice. Well, this will be a solo one, so you'll be working on your own animation start to finish. It'll be 6 frames. And we'll do one or two of these. Honestly, I need to do something like that, and then we'll see. So, yeah. And I appreciate it. And if anything, Planet, thank you for staying, and thank you for everybody else who's staying and chilling out. Like, this is supposed to be a good, fun time. It's supposed to be a good, fun time. And it's been getting weird recently. It's been getting weird. The last couple times I've done Gartic Phone have had something like this happen. And I just gotta be like, gotta do what I gotta do. Gotta make sure that stuff doesn't happen. I get it. So I'll be more alert. And you know what? As soon as I see something that I'm like, this seems weird, I'm gonna just know. I'm just gonna know. Because the nice thing that it did that I noticed is if you skip a frame, it doesn't like skip the frame in the animation. It just removes that frame. And that the frame that the next person gets is the last frame that was being worked on. It does mean that it's a little bit harder. It means I have to track if the animations are being kept in step, because that's another thing. Is like that's why I'm like always use the same subject. You don't have to draw it the same way, but just use the same subject. There are too many times where people just draw something different, and it's like that's not fun. You know, like the whole reason why I'm doing animation is to study the motion of things. To study the motion of things. I don't know. I'm gonna take a minute. I think I need a breather anyways. After that, I just need a moment. My cat was kind of being a little bit of a curmudgeon, and I just need to take a step back and just take a second. Like, I don't know. That sucks. That sucks. I like saving. There, we have drawn a lot of things here. We've drawn a lot of things here. We've drawn horror. We've drawn silly. We've drawn serious. Like I know I can do it. I know I can allow people to do it. I just don't understand why people don't understand that I'm gonna just say no if you do something that isn't gonna work. I have the right to do that, actually. I'm allowed to do that. Good. I believe you too. You did good. You did good, Total Planet. Honestly, it was really only like 2.5. It was only really 2.5 people that were really an issue. Again, like my dinosaur, it's like okay, but it's also just like draw and peeing, cool, neat. Like that's the second time I've drawn a dinosaur, and somebody just their response to it was they piss, and I'm like, okay, we make piss jokes here. I don't know. It's just so like nothing to me. I don't know. Hello, hi Psycho. You're welcome to join. I'm just taking a little bit of a breather for a lot of reasons, but we're about to start here in a minute if you want to join. How powerful would a Dinos stream be? Very powerful. Absolutely. Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm like, don't like it's so weird that people are like, why are you uncomfortable about this? And it's like, dude, like there is a reason. That is totally fathomable to be like, that's uncomfortable. You know? Like I've never understood just being gross for the sake of being gross. It's a funny joke. It's not funny. It isn't. You have to at least have some kind of context, some kind of punchline. It has to at least like fit like something you wouldn't expect to happen. Because like we make jokes about piss all the time here. Trust me. Like you won't find it. You won't find a stream that when I get the right people live that we won't shut up about piss. So trust me, like we can make jokes like that. I can make jokes like that. But it's so weird that people don't understand that just taking a drawing that had no reason at all to have something like that happen and then be like, why does that make you uncomfortable? It's like, well, sure, you can do whatever you want with it. I'm not going to be like, but I don't understand people's obsession with destroying things. I don't. I don't support it. I don't recommend it. I don't endorse it. It's not okay to destroy things. It's not okay to destroy other people's things. Never has been. Never will be. I'll never think it's okay either. Like, I can't think of a time in my life in which I genuinely was like, yeah, I'm glad I destroyed that guy, or I'm glad I ruined that guy. Even in competitive games, I don't even like agree with the idea of like, oh, I play competitive games to trash on people. No, why? That's not fun. Why would I want to why would I want that to be the thing? Like, no. Yeah, you can join. We'll be starting here in a moment. I'm just sipping my coffee, having a talk, kind of breathing, taking a breather. Just taking a breather. We had a bit of a moment there where I was like, ooh. And that, at this point, like, after today, and more people have been doing that more and more and more, I'm just gonna be equal. I'm just gonna meet them at where they're at and be like, no. Like, just can't do that. And if you want to join, exclamation point server. And that's the thing. I've had some fantastic people join stream. I want to maintain that. No buts. I've had some fantastic people join. Great artists, people who have a great sense of humor, people who enjoy doing things and having fun. Like, you know, like, I've had great people join for the Gartic Phone streams. And I want to maintain that. You guys who have been here, who totally agree with that and have done great art with me and done a great job. Like, the minority is still the minority, and it's just frustrating when they do actually get away with it. It is. I work so hard to try not to let things like that happen. Trust me, I do. I care about it a lot. That things like that, when things like that happen, that it's not okay that they happen. It isn't okay. So, you want to play a dumb visual novel? You want to draw a dumb inside joke about Minecraft? Hell, too many things. Too many things. So we're gonna start with solo because I feel like I need another solo animation just as to decompress. Because so we're all gonna draw an animation. It'll take 6. You'll do a 6-frame animation, and we'll just go from there. Anything that I'm gonna trust. And yes, I do know Tuhu. I do know the Toho. It's Cirno, my idiot child. I don't know how. I actually haven't drawn Cirno. I don't think I've ever drawn Cirno. I should draw Cirno in my style. She would be good. I should draw Cirno in my style in the way that I view Cirno. This is what I see when I see Cirno. This is exactly what she means to me and why I love her. I believe she also has, yeah. Yeah. This is lore accurate Cirno is what I'm drawing. Without any, I have not played. I will maintain I have not played a Toho game, but I know what Toho is. So I'm drawing my lore accurate Cirno. You can't tell me I'm wrong. Is this not? Is this not what Cirno is? Is this not Cirno right here? Is this not lore accurate Cirno? See, we can have fun here. That's all I want is to have fun. But everyone has to have fun. Everyone should be having fun. Like, it isn't just about me. It isn't just about me having fun. Like, I want everyone to be having a good time, no matter what. I want to maintain that. You join the stream, if you join Gartic Phone, I want you to join because you want to have fun because we're all having fun here. Genuinely. You know, no exceptions. Your fun should not come at the expense of others. No one's fun should come at the expense of others. Ever. Even if you're being a goober, even if you're being a shithead, it still should not... If you are being a shithead, it still should not be at other people's expense. It should still be as much at your own expense. Right? Like, it's not about intently ruining other people's fun if, you know, you're just being a goofball. At least I don't think so. No, I want to get off my goddamn soapbox. I want to have fun animating. Ugh. I did think I needed that moment. I do think I need that moment, and I do think I'm still, no matter what, like I'm still gonna continue Gartic phone because ultimately all that means now is like, okay, that's one more thing I gotta be careful of. It's one more thing I gotta be aware of. Your phone is 90% battery usage in the game. That's funny. The only actual Toho game I've actually played is the Metroidvania, which I really liked. I really, really liked it. It's really good. I haven't played it in a while, actually. I can't think of the name. Lunar Nights. I played Lunar Nights. Lunar Nights is fantastic. But I do want to play one of the shmups someday. The shmups are really good. They look fun. And I used to make fun of the character designs, but I've since learned, you know what? The boy's been more successful than me. And people have fixed the character designs, so why's it matter? It don't. I do like a lot of the character designs now. I like Cirno, I like Reimu. They're like the two that I know. They're the two of the 8 billion Toho characters that I know. Miranda's okay. I don't know her well enough. I just like that Cirno's a fucking moron, okay? She's great. I love her. She's an idiot. All I know about her is that she's an idiot. I love that she's an idiot. What about our Lord Marissa? Ooh, fuck Marissa. I don't know anything about Marissa. Hey! Ooh, I'm excited for these. I see you've made the clown. I actually don't know the clown's name. I don't know anything about the clown. I don't know what the clown's deal is. I don't even know why she's a clown. And I will admit, my first real exposure to Toho was a video that I really do like. That in retrospect, I took the wrong way, and I still like it, but I took it as like a Toho's a bunch of dumb bullshit now, isn't it? And in reality, I could still enjoy that video, but I didn't realize that I was kind of honestly just being shitty, and I regret that now. And hey, that's called learning. That's called learning. Um, there's a JT Sex Kick video that I really, really like where he talks about Toho. And the whole point is he doesn't know what Toho is either and is making fun of it because he doesn't know about it because people asked him to talk about it. He's like, I don't fucking know what this thing is, so I'm gonna talk about it, okay? But I don't know what it is. And I should appreciate that's what the joke is of the video is fucking JT doesn't know what Toho is and he doesn't care. He doesn't give a shit about it. But I thought he was like actually making critical analysis of it as a joke at its expense, and in reality, no, he's making fun of the fact that he doesn't know what the fuck Toho is. He doesn't care. And now I've like kind of gone, full circle. I've done a 180 on that, and I probably would really like Toho. Like Lunar Nights. Lunar Nights is great, and I love the character designs now. Just goes to show like sometimes you get an impression of something, and when you're not mature enough, you make assertions about something that later on you go, oh, oopsie. And that's what's more important, right? If you learned. I learned a lesson there. I was like, oh, I was being harsh to something that I probably would have and probably do like, right? Like I was being harsh about something that I had no reason to be harsh about. Like there was no reason for me to be harsh about it. I was just being harsh about it because I was being a kid still. I was not maturing. I was not mature enough to think like, oh, you know, ugh, I probably uh, need to try it for myself. Also, welcome! Exclamation point server to join. Welcome back. Uh, I love this Cirno I've drawn. Great. My favorite. I really have done good. I've really done good, I feel like, to draw a Cirno that I'm happy with. This is the energy I want. This is the energy I want today. There's too much shit going on. I want to fucking just be a bean with no brain cells. Dang it. I told you. I told you. See, if I'm gonna make fun of any fucking Toho design, the clown is ridiculous. I chose Cirno because she's easy and simple and an idiot. You can. This is all it takes to draw Cirno. I did simple. Simple is best. This is another thing, another piece of advice when it comes to animation. Why I'm so much like, if you don't know what to do, always go simple, because you can always do more with simple. The more complicated you make a design, the less you can do because you have to do more work on getting the design right and can't focus as much on how things move. You can do more radical like movements and actions the simpler design is. Uh-huh. Idea. Lift. Lift off. Cirno has lift off. Oh, I forgot her fucking wings. This is a wingless Cirno. Oh shit. Well, now I know what I want to do. She forgot her wings at home, so now I know what I'm going to do. I know how this is gonna go now. Like, it is clear. Have liftoff. Got to drink her milk. That is what happened. She forgot to drink her milk. You you spilled my drink. I guess I could have it. I guess I could have them popping out now, but I think it'd be funnier to be like Cerno being like, "I fly now." She forgot her wings. Yeah, I know exactly where to take this. Should have drawn Yuyuko. Mm-hmm. Trying to think what else. I like the alcoholic. We all know the alcoholic. We know that one. I don't know her name. That's the thing, is like, uh, what's your favorite Toho character? The alcoholic demon. Oh, you mean this one? Oh yeah, that one. Sorry, I don't know any of their names. I just know what they look like. You've got alcoholic demon, got time maid, you've got witch bitch, you've got ice idiot, you've got book, you've got nerd, you've got nerd with a towel on her head, you've got smarter nerd with diamond wings. I guess she's not smarter, she's kind of a nerd. She's got a towel on her head. Sounds like Sukiya. Suika. A drunk, stumbling Oni gremlin who's begging for booze money. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, her. The drunk one. See, that's. I want to maintain that this is a bit, you know. I just like make it fun. Like, if there are a lot of Toho designs. There are a lot of Toho's designs. I'll give him credit that he just keeps on finding more of them. The funny bee. There's day is dark. Then remember happy day. Always remember happy day. Which I think is also, is that also small? Is that also small twin tail cat child? Is that also the same one? Yeah, but Woo. You've got Bird Lady. They're like Pokemon, man. They're like Pokemon. If you don't know the names, you just describe what they look like. Probably animation. If you guys want to do a group animation, I'm down for that. We're animation focused here. Animation is what I usually do here. So, because I'm practicing animation. Gartic Phone is how I got into animation, and that's the biggest thing I want to do, is to provide a Gartic Phone stream that people can practice animation on. Always, 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 always. I'll say it. I said it before, and I'll say it again. I do animation here, so that way people can learn and study animation with me. And it's not because I don't think there aren't other good Gartic Phone games. There are. Made them. But it is what I want to do here. The people are scared of animation. Yeah. Hey, Brad. It shouldn't be. Animation is just like any other skill. It's a heads game sometimes. You just gotta be willing to try it and try things. That's why I'm always like, I want to maintain that part of it is I want to be able to share with people, you know, like, hey, this is what I've learned, this is what you could learn too. These are my suggestions. This is what helped me. This is what makes some things about animation easier. This is what makes some things about animation more possible, you know? Like, it's also a bit of a facilitation thing for me, always. Like, I like the director aspect, and I maintain that I'm not directing in the mindset of, like, you gotta make sure to do it this way, this way, this way, this way. No, no, no. Direction for me is recommending, hey, you're struggling with something, this is how you can handle it. This is what something you could do to take it in this direction. This is, hey, here's something I found that will help make this part easier. The direction is not about telling you what you need to do. The direction is about telling you things that helped me do better. So, oh, Fazbear. Everybody got the same colors. Ooh, nice. Dude, it's really good. And if you like that, again, I recommend it is a companion piece. You should Scott Pilgrim, you should actually go out of your way to experience the rest of the things to get the full context because they build on each other. So, yeah. Highly recommend. Highly recommend reading the graphic novel and watching the movie even. The movie is still good and is a part of that conversation that the show brings up. I do wonder how it changes the context, but I do think you are still intended to engage with the rest of the media that Scott Pilgrim has when you watch the show, regardless of if you watch the show first or not. You still should experience the rest of it. It is a part of the experience. The game is just fun. The game is just fun. The game. What's funny is the game follows the book a little bit closer than the movie does, which is weird. But also, the game is just a really good beat 'em up. Great music by Anamanaguchi, by the way. Top notch. Very good. Same person who did the music for the show. Same person I believe he did the music for the movie. I believe he did music for the movie. I don't know if Anamanaguchi did though. But I know he did it for the game, and the game has got fantastic music. Yeah, we'll do that. Yeah, we'll do that. I like the idea that she's just like, why am I not going up? Why am I not going up? Like she doesn't know why she isn't. She's just like, I should be going up right now, and I'm not. Not why I did this. They're just stumbly arms. They're just stumbly little arms. Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted it to do. There we go. There we go. You can really tell that my Kirby influence is showing too. I really like Kirby. Kirby played an incredibly formative element to my kind of like character design. I really like cute squishy things. I really like cute squishy things as far as like design philosophy. It's just something I like. Uh-huh. Make her recoil from from the ground impact. I might not have enough frames. I think I'm going to be 1 frame short to be able to do that, but you will get ground impact. Don't you worry. She forgot her wings. Only Cirno could forget her wings. Let's be honest. The little I know about Cirno, she would forget her wings. They're literally attached to her body. Well, no, they're not attached to her body, technically. Based on what her design shows, they're not attached to her body. Where does she put her wings? Does Cirno put her wings anywhere? Which is fine. This is the limitation, right? You gotta do what you can. You thought it was Reimu. What is Reimu but blue? What is Cirno but blue Reimu with ice wings? Wait a second, that's blue Reimu. Wait a second, that's fine. Hey, I would rather listen. Based on the day that we've been having, animate something stupid. I like something stupid. You're pretty sure her wings are her body? Yeah, but think about what Cirno is. She'd forget. She would somehow lose her wings and it not be something like she did it on purpose or not be something like somebody took her wings. She just would lose them. Based on what I know about Cirno. She would just forget them somehow. Or at least based on my impression of the kind of character that Cirno is. That is what I understand Cirno is like. She's got no brains at all, and I love her. I love that she ain't got no brains. To be fair, I did kind of forget a pretty important element of her design regarding the fact that I forgot to draw her wings, so totally reasonable to be like, I thought that was Reimu. Yeah, yeah, that's my bad. But that's why I'm doing something with this. Perfect. Good job, Reimu. You did it. I mean, technically, Sane is Green Reimu. She's also a Shrine Maiden. There's a meme in the community about it. We're talking about something called Toho, which I have very limited knowledge of. I like the character designs and think the games are fascinating and have played one game that isn't a shmup. Is that Happy Day? Is um just saw it. I just saw it. Yeah, Sane? Is Sane a happy day? When day is dark, always remember happy day? Is that Sane? I believe that's Sane. If I'm gonna like think of a green Reimu, that's the person who comes to mind design wise, is the stupid picture of always remember when day is dark, remember happy day. Happy day. Remember is a day like today, always remember when day is dark, happy day. When day is dark, happy day. Happy day. I'm excited for these. I'm excited for these. They'll. I think you guys are gonna cheer me up a bunch actually, and thank you. You know what? Thank you. I think you guys are gonna cheer me up a lot. Yeah, I'm glad you did, Planet. I'm glad you did. I'm excited. I'm excited to see these. Hey, as long as you had fun. Stupid is okay. I want to maintain that here. Stupid is okay here, as long as it's just stupid. This is stupid. Mine is stupid as fuck. Stupid is absolutely acceptable here. Not a problem. Gotcha. That's usually what I lean towards anyways, Psycho. Or, yeah, Psycho. Took me a moment. I like the idea that she, like, intended to fly, but because her wings weren't there, she just didn't. Thank you. I've been practicing animation for a while. This is 100% a Cirno moment. Like, you could tell that she did the motion that she would normally do to fly, but because she didn't have her wings, she just fell instead. Just confused, like, what? Huh? Why am I on the ground? Water sounds. I'm excited. I'm excited. Wait a second, that's not Jesus. Wait a second, that's not Jesus. Is that a rabbit? Hey! I like the egg. Yeah, that's good. You did great. That's awesome. Oh, wait, no, it is water. Yeah, that came out really good. Good job. I know, I'm just being a goober. He tried, but he forgot that that's not what Jesus did. No, that came out good. Good job. That was awesome. No, you did good. I love Goblin here. I love this Goblin here. She looks great. I never is their name actually just Clown Piece? Because that's really silly if it's just Clown Piece. I thought they had a name. I didn't know her name was just Clown Piece. I thought she had a name. I mean, her name is Clown Piece, but I thought she had, like a human name. It's great. She looks great. That was awesome. Oh, it's Cirno. It took me a second. Clown Piece is real. She's not real. You can't tell me that somebody's named Clown Piece. Is she the Joker? Is she the Joker of Toho? Is that what it is? Has she been the Joker of Toho all along? Is Clown Piece Joker pilled? The Clown Piece is real. She's real, I swear. She is an American. Is that why her name is Clown Piece? They had to give her an English name, but they didn't know any English. See, like, they could have made, her name could have been Bobson Dugnut, which is my favorite, you know, we need to make an American name, but we don't know American names. Bobson Dugnut is one of my favorites. Her main pose is the Statue of Liberty. You're right. Does she have like even a candle and everything? Yeah, that one was good. Good job. Good job, everyone. This Miku's great. I saw this Miku and I was like, ooh. It's me. I'm going to pick up. Look, boy, you better get running. Sonic. Uh, ooh. Yeah. That was good. You want to see more types of mythology in Toho other than Western and Eastern? Yeah. Yeah. Stuff like that is always fun. Especially, like, design-wise. He's literally a blonde mini Southern holding a gun. Whoa. Mario Maker has 2 tabs of different game styles. Extra style. Huh. I haven't played Mario Maker. I do like game design games like that. I probably would like Mario Maker. Crispy bread. Crispy bread. What doth crispy bread? What doth what doth crispy bread? You have a Toho where Marissa dies. I didn't know anybody dies in those games. Or in that media, in that canon. I didn't know anybody dies in those things. I'm gonna look into your character list. Lost word and animate the first gremlin you see. Boy, you have so many to choose from, though. There's so many to choose from. I don't like that you need a Nintendo Online account to publish your levels for others to play. Yeah, I mean, that's the struggle, right? Like, this is a thing that has been like an open and closed case, I think, for a while, is about internet services that you get for consoles. Should they be paid or not? I think that it's 50-50. I don't think they should be, oh god. Man. I don't think they should ever be as much as they are. I think Nintendo's being 10 is okay. I think 10 is good. Because it's like, okay, got support. You're getting at least some income for it to like be able to do that. But exactly, like, I already have internet. I already have the internet. So unless you're providing some kind of services, which at least Nintendo is, you get all of the you at least get up to N64, which I don't agree with. I think N64 should be included in there too. But again, you could do a premium for that. At least you get things along with the internet, along with the network that at least they at least act like they're doing video game preservation. I think they need to be more like open and be like, okay, we need to be actually like adding as much to this as we can. But I don't know if that's their intent. But at least think that that's okay. They've got the right idea. I just hope they're actually doing it for that. But I don't know if they are. I don't know if they are. And at least that's something. I do think providing your users more than just, oh, you can play games online is okay, because if you have a computer with an internet connection, you can play online with anybody. So, all right, well, take it easy, Apple Juice. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. You did good. I liked your Miku. It was fun. We're definitely going slow today. I'm not rushing today. I feel like I can't. I feel like I can't, especially after certain things. Like, I gotta take my time. I gotta. You gotta take it easy. You gotta take it chill. I need it to be chill a little bit. Like, I always wanna. I think because it's like been such of a focus today for the topic in my brain, I always want to maintain that. Remember, guys, I want you guys to join. I want you guys to participate. This is still my responsibility, right? Like, it is my responsibility. And whenever stuff happens, I have to do something about it. I have to. I'm obligated, both for the protection of myself, the protection of my viewers, the people who are joining. Like, you know, I am responsible for what happens here on some level. So when people join and become errant, which happens from time to time, I have to do something about it. No matter what, I have to do something about it. And I just have to be more confident next time. Like, I was wary. I was like, there's some lines here that I don't know if I feel good or bad about. And the answer is I just should have been confident and said, sorry, bud, I don't care about, it's not about, the classic argument of free speech versus no free speech. Like, this is not a place of debate for that because this isn't the kind of conversation that I'm going to have here. I have a responsibility to what I am doing to make sure that the things that are happening here are still in line with what is happening on screen and what I'm talking about, and that things are gelling. And when things aren't, I have to do something about that. I have to. And that's not to say that, like, you know, people can't do those things in the privacy of their friends. They can't do them at all. This is a public space. And I have a certain amount of responsibility to make it a public space for everyone. And there's ways to do that without having to be like, oh, you can't do that. Oh, you can't do that. Like, no, there's always going to be acceptable and unacceptable things. And I have to make it clear what I'm okay with. And if I'm not okay with something, I have to have the final say. I have to. Because I know what I'm comfortable with. No matter what. No matter what. You know? And actually, I need to make sure that it's like, it is nothing personal. And as soon as it becomes personal, I didn't do it because it was trying to make it personal. I did it because I needed to do something about it. No? So, hopefully we're past that. Hopefully we're past the unsavory bits. I appreciate the last round. It went really well. I appreciate you guys, always. I had a great time, and I'm ready for the next round. And I hope we have more fun. We're gonna go ahead and as long as we have less than 6 people, or less than 5 people. If we have less than 5 people, I'm going to be switching between solo and non-solo. Ah, dang it. Hydrate, man. Fujiwara. Why do I know Fujiwara? Why do I know Fujiwara? I feel like I should know which one that is. I feel like I should know her. I feel like I should recognize that name. I don't know why. Fire Girl. A lot of bows in her hair. Actually don't recognize that. Maybe I don't. I recognize the name, but I don't recognize a character like that. Huh. That's just me. I don't know. Like, it's been made clear. I know very little about Toho. Actually, beyond I know it exists. I know it exists. I know like 4 characters. Like one-ish game that has 6 characters. Funny Kappa. I like the funny Kappa. I like the funny Kappa because she's also a pun and that she has a cap, as far as I can tell. It's a pun. I don't actually know if it's a pun, but she does have a hat. And I will say, I do hope that there is like a sequel or an expanded version of Lunar Nights someday, because I really, really think that Lunar Nights does two things. It's one of my favorite Metroidvanias because of what it does for Metroid movement. It has some of my favorite movement in a Metroidvania I've ever played for traversal, and the boss fights just beat ass. The boss fights in Lunar Nights are some of the best boss fights in any Metroidvania I've played. Like, I like Hollow Knight. Lunar Nights is better, but Hollow Knight is a better game on the whole. Like, it's just a bigger game. I like Metroid. Absolutely, Lunar Nights beats Metroid's a lot of Metroid's boss fights into the dirt. And I would say that the most recent Metroid has some of the best Metroid boss fights ever. And I like a lot of Metroid boss fights. Like, Lunar Nights has maybe the best Metroidvania boss design I've ever seen. And I want to see another one that's bigger, that has more characters, because Toho has 8 trillion characters, so you can't say that they can't get more characters. I'd like him to try a different character, though Sakura was very good. I liked the way that they utilized her and her time mechanics to encourage traversal. The traversal element of that game is so creative in how it utilizes your time to navigate the environment in creative ways. It's really, really good. She also can't die because, yeah. So, Lunar Nights is probably for me the the entry point to Toho that I needed because I have not played very many shmups, if any at all. I certainly haven't beaten very many shmups. I remember trying to play a lot of shmups. Like, I grew up, I would find a shmup, I would try it, but I didn't really beat too many shmups. And there's a lot of shmups out there that are just really goddamn hard. Just really goddamn hard games. They're some of the hardest games out there, but they're cool. I've always liked the idea behind a shmup. They just require a lot of information processing from my perspective. But that's what I liked about Lunar Nights is Lunar Nights got me into the first introduction of actually like how do you think about your positioning, because so much of shmups is a positioning game, right? It's all about positioning yourself and being aware of your positioning and repositioning to avoid getting hit. They also are some of the best use of time stop mechanics in a game. Of Lunar Nights. Lunar Nights really encourages you to understand that your time stop ability is an ability that you need to be able to do because sometimes things are that fast, and that's kind of rad. It makes you feel like you actually are doing a time stop to be able to avoid something because actions happen that quickly. It's fun. I like it. You originally started playing the fighters and the visual novels, took a nosedive into everything else. Yeah. Ooh, this individual. I like this individual. I see you in your ear shortcut. I see you in your ear shortcut. I know this one. See, I'm okay with making things scrungly, too. This is my whole thing. There are fun ways to make things scary. You don't have to actually be scary to make things fun to be scary. My opinion. I don't know. But again, I think it was just, we had some bad luck. It was unfortunate, but we're past it. They popping out. See, now I'm in a much better mood. Now I'm in a much, much better mood. Just get me in a good mood. Things go better when I'm in a good mood. They do. I think everything goes better when everyone's in a good mood. That's what I want to maintain here, is like, we're just here to have fun drawing silly cartoons. We just had trying to have fun drawing silly cartoons. Ain't deep. It ain't deep. It ain't deep. Ain't that deep? I'm also surprised the Toho horror game scene isn't larger. The characters are actually horrifying the moment you look into their lore. A lot of them, yeah. Or they can be. I don't know what that was about. I don't even know how I somehow popped that up. I love tapering. I don't know why I like tapering so much. Now I've got the goblin. Now I've got the goblin energy. Now I've got the goblin in me. See, I'd like to believe that this is at least fun, right? Like, I'm always willing to add a little bit of chaos. Trust me. I maintain that the best animation is you do something that you don't expect somebody to do. You just don't need to be gross about it. That's my thing. You don't need to be gross about it. You just have fun. Just take it in a direction. Just be weird. Don't be gross. Gross isn't fun. Gross just isn't fun for me. Ironically, Yukari takes prisoners and depressed neats to Jensokyo's most dangerous force so that the yokai who require human souls to attain or maintain their power. I mean, what else you can do with them? What else are you gonna do with them? I mean, why else are they fighting? Why else would they be fighting? Ooh. This is what I like. Hell yes. Ish. Oh yeah, I do recognize this one. She got the suspenders. Dude, I'm excited for this one. Dude, I'm really excited for this one. I wonder what's gonna happen, actually. I have no idea. Whoop! Whoop! Whoopee! Yeah, I'm just gonna focus on this for a second. Uh-oh. 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 Yes. Yes. He's dead. Oh, got it. I got it. Don't you worry. I got it. Don't you worry. I got it. To heck. You go to hell. Don't worry. The bots ain't gonna let me get famous yet. I won't let them. I won't let them. I did. I did. Don't worry about it. This is the nice thing about animation that is always something to remember, is that if something is missing, you can either re-add it in or do something to obscure it. It's always just one frame. Always remember that. It's always just one frame. Don't ask. I'm just trying something. Design-wise. I'm just trying out some, I'm just trying some particle effects here. Sometimes you just gotta try some particle effects and see what'll happen. Sometimes you just gotta try some things and be like, screw it. What's happening here? And I did notice that. I was like, ah, geez, I did forget one bit, but it happens. What's important is like, did I get the important parts? Always like be like, did I get as much as I could? Because that's part of it is, and why I don't mind the time limit is like you have limitations. Limitations can always, you always have to keep them in mind. And if you miss something, then you just have to do with what you can. This red. What is happening? I have no idea. That's awesome. Like, it's okay to be like, I don't know what's going on. It's okay to be like, I have no idea what's happening in this. Oh, you're good. Good. Always remember too. That's something to remember too. Is sometimes we just have an off day. As long as you're trying something, that's totally okay too. What's happened to this goblin? What has happened to this goblin? There are many one-off Toho characters with banger themes. Oh yeah, the music in Toho is great too. That goes without saying. I don't think anybody would be like, I don't think anybody would be like Toho music. Brah. Toho music is awesome. I've been stuck on Bad Apple since I ever learned it existed, so. As every human being should be. Bad Apple's peak. Great. Mm-hmm. Fujiwara. Yeah. Yeah. And that's what I like about animation is I do think when animation works, like you should the best of animation is it should become something you don't expect it to, but it doesn't mean that it's bad. There's a certain amount of like random bullshit that's inherent to the animation game mode that is a part of the fun. And like when people actually engage with like, hey, try different things, try different art styles, change the art style over time, like that's always fun too. I definitely encourage people to do it differently, no matter what. Change the piece one way or another. Add your take on what's going on. It is weird though that I kind of got into a weird spot where it's like always be willing to make adjustments, make changes, add, subtract, whatever you think will work for you. It is weird also to be like sometimes people can be disruptive, and that is where I'm like I don't know what to do about that. I'll actually admit. I don't have an answer for that. I think I put at risk the fact that it's like at its best, you get things you don't expect because people are trying things and adding their own perspective. But then you get times where people aren't really adding perspective. They're just doing whatever they want. And that's not the same. And that's harder. That's harder to be like, how do I make sure that what's being understood is not that you can do whatever you want. What what should be happening is you are making changes to the animation to be able to have it change to make motion interesting, but without restricting what people can and can't do. It's difficult. I don't want to be like, yeah, you can't do that. No, you can't do that. Like, actually, no. Like, I want to very make it clear that like, if you want to make a change to something, if you want to add something, if you want to change the direction of the animation, you should. You should. How you get the animations that we do get sometimes is when people do things you don't expect. But it's when people do things you don't expect that seemingly just are done to be abrasive. It's like, well, what do you do then? What do you do then? I don't have an answer to that. I don't. I'm not. I must admit, like that's a situation I've been in a couple times. I was in it today, and I'm like, you know, I want it to be structured enough that like people are still having fun and don't feel like they need to be like, oh, we got to make sure that we're doing it right. But it's also like, well, you also have to make sure that you're not pooping on other people just because it's hard. It's difficult. Difficult. Uh-oh. 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 Color. Whew. Almost ran out of time there. It was close. Trying to. I don't know why. I like drawing tentacles. I didn't necessarily even intend to turn this guy into a tentacle guy. I just was like, have something pop out of him, and I think there's a certain amount of like when anybody sees something like that, they're like, oh, tentacles pop out. It's like, yeah, yeah, it makes sense. I swear, I wasn't trying to turn this guy into an octopus. I just wanted to see what he would turn into. But octopus does seem to be the most logical. Not saying it shouldn't. Just always like, man, Why does this happen whenever this happens? I feel responsible. It should happen this way, but I feel responsible. Not everything is an octopus to me, I swear. Just a lot of things are. A lot of things are. But not everything, I swear. What never occurred to me, you probably love that I keep on playing Toho remixes. I literally have something called Toho Jazz that I play every now and then. It's just good, man. It's good. Just freaking good. Just house 2 portions of spicy noodles. What? In your body? Because that's good. You need a place to be. Stomach is a good place for that. Versus Theme by Tokyo is the best piece of Toho jazz you've ever heard. Like, cue up Toho? Wait, is Toho Jazz... Well, Toho Jazz is playing right now, but I literally have something that's just called... I think it's called Girl's Basement. Great, I love it. It's just chill. It's just chill, man. Yeah, I've always liked Toho Jazz ever since I found them. And then I like you if you haven't, I'd highly recommend Flat Frog. Flat Frog is great. They do a lot of Toho inspired and a lot of Toho direct references, and their music is great. I really like I really like Flat Frog. Flat Frog is really, really, really good. This is just yeah, this is just amazing Toho jazz medley. It's probably just a flim flam of a bunch of stiff. A flim flam, you know one of those. Flim flam, it's one of those. Between that and their True Administrator cover, huh? I mean, I think still for me will always be the OG. It's so funny. Like I think part of the reason why Bad Apple sticks to my brain is just how like good, just how genuinely good it is. Like for being a meme song in a lot of ways. Like it's got its memed because it's just so fucking good. Kicks shit. But there's a lot of stuff out there I've always liked. Marissa stole the very precious thing. I love that dumb song, and I love the Cirno song. I love the Cirno Chirna Milk. I don't know what Chirna Chirna I believe is what it's called. I love that one. I love the meme songs. They're great. Oh no! Oh no! Guy, my little guy. Look at my little guy. Look at my little guy. I like the face that you gave him. I like the face that you gave him. I like that he just became a bird. Bad Apple and Doom are the duo of it can play on basically anything, yeah. Bird. A dinosaur bird. Rah! It's good. I like his color. I like the way he turns. That's good. guy. I like this face. This is a very good face. This is a very good face. It's like, oh boy, I gotta do something with this. I gotta do something with that. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah! I like the way that it snaps. I like the way that the eyes snap out and back in. That they're bigger than they were before. Good. Curious what this one's gonna do. Curious what this one's gonna do. We've turned her into nuclear Reimu. What the hell? I kinda love that. What the fuck? Yeah! I like the way that the hair moves, too. That's good. What happens when she turns into nuclear Reimu? She turns into Reimu. That is just what Reimu is. Is there a nuclear Toho? Is there a nuclear powered Toho? Does she eat depleted uranium? Is there a Toho character that eats depleted uranium rods? There should be. Ricci. Oh no, I thought it was, of course. See, this is the joke, right? Is if you say something like that and then you go, well, yes, of course there is. There's a Toho character for everything. I go, yeah, yeah, there is, isn't there? Absolutely, there's a Toho character for everything. Creeper eats the uranium, depleted uranium rods. Got it. We need to put them somewhere. Gotta put them somewhere. Curious what this one does. Ooh. Yeah! I love that. Dude, that's rad. I like our goblin. I know what you were starting with, but I'm glad we turned it into a goblin because unfortunately you weren't able to finish it. Or maybe if you're wanting to fade in, I like that we kind of moved around anyways. I like doing weird stuff like that. It's okay that something goes in a different direction, as long as we had fun. That's what matters. Yeah, that was good. That was good. I liked that. Switch it over back. I think we'll switch back and forth. Do need to I do need to go take a piss. You guys have been making me drink water, so I gotta go take a piss. Get this set up first. Alright. I'm gonna go get some more water. I'm gonna go drain some water. I'll be right back, and then I'll give you guys like another minute or so. I don't think it'll take me that long, but I'll be right back. Then we'll do another one. Then we'll do another one. You made that? You were thinking of something like Kirby? Yeah. Mm-hmm. He has a nuclear furnace as an arm cannon. She eats freaking nuclear waste. I don't believe you. Pix of the Toho isn't real. Cirno plush go burr. I'll find a way to mail. Yes, please. I would love that. I would love that. Please. Uh-huh. Listen, I would love a Cirno plush. Plush. A Cirno plush. That'd make me so happy. It would make me really happy. The Fumos are great. I love Fumos. Give me a Fumo. I would... If I could make a Fumo of myself, I'd actually be really happy. If I got to a point that I could make my own Fumo, I'd be really happy. I've done something right if I could make a Fumo of me. Alright, what time is it? 1:23. It's been about 3 hours, somehow. How that happened. It's probably actually be the last round. We'll see. I unfortunately started a little bit late, but I was like working on some stuff, and then there was some stuff and some stuff. But I do think this will probably be the last one. So we'll do one more round of solo animations, and we'll probably call it because it was good. I'm glad everybody could join. I got some stuff I got to do. We'll be back later, obviously, like every Saturday. I do 2 streams, so we'll be back later to something else. But I had a good time. And I appreciate again, like everybody who came by and who stuck through. And yeah, see, and and if it's any evidence, like I know the rotten shit happened, but it's not actually what mattered, right? Like that didn't matter because what matters is that we had ended up having fun anyways. Have fun in spite of the rotten shit. Like always remember that, and I appreciate everybody who was able to join for that, to get past that. Like that's what matters to me. Stuff like that happens. Stuff like that's gonna happen. The only thing I can do is deal with it. I don't think I can prevent it, but I can deal with it better in the future. And I learned a lot today to try to figure that out. And I think what I learned is if somebody's going to be a rotten egg, you deal with the rotten egg immediately. You just don't. If they overstep a line, you go, you overstepped a line, bud. Done. Always. Always. And I appreciate everybody else just having a good time. That's what it is. Let's just have a good time. We make our jokes. We make our silly comments. I say poop and butts. It happens and it happens, but as long as we're all having fun, that's what matters to me. Everybody should be having fun. Everybody should always be having fun. And if I'm not having fun, I would like to believe that probably most other people aren't having fun. Because that also includes me. I also have to be having fun too. So, everybody gotta have fun. This is a fun place for everybody. Right? I'll go ahead. Get us started here in a minute. Just wolfing down a meat stick. Give me 1 second. Okay. All right. You already have an idea? Good. Hello. Hi, Hasky. Welcome. Decide how I want to. Yeah, here we go. America. America. I am America, da. I am America, da. It is I, the hamburger. I am the whole hamburger country, right here, in one. The entire hamburger country is here. Yeah. Doing some Gartic phone. Practicing animation, as usual. Per usual. From the pierogi country? I didn't know you could speak French. I'm sorry. Have I had a I've had a pierogi. Have I had a pierogi? I don't think I've ever actually had. Wait, have I had a pierogi? I think I have had a pierogi. Pierogies are just Italian dumplings. Or, no, not dumplings. Pot stickers. Not really either. I think I've had a pierogi. They're good. I like pierogies. It's been a while since I've had a pierogi. I have a. I would. I've made them in the air fryer, I believe, because air fryers are great, even if they're kind of awful. I haven't done an action pose in a while. Do one. I have not done an action pose in a while. By that I mean I haven't done like a kung fu attack. I haven't done a kick punch in a while. There we go. I was just making a goober. I was just making a goober. I haven't had a pierogi in a while though. Samus versus Waluigi. Who wins in the beauty contest? Waluigi, I'm sorry. I love Samus, but Waluigi's just so goddamn hot. I had a crush on Samus, but I'd be wrong to not to deny that Waluigi don't got that thing. Ooh, I like what you're doing there. I see you. I haven't heard that song in a while. What the fuck song is that? I recognize that. I don't know why. Yeah. Yeah, I was just being a goober. Don't worry. I know. I know everybody hates the French. I want to know where that started, honestly, at this point. Was it because of that big war that happened for 100 years? Is that why everybody hates the French? Is that why? I have never understood. Why we all dislike the French? That there. That. Keep this moving the same way. Think about where it's gonna go. The shadow to show foot is raised. I think we'll do two frames for raise, then kick 2 frames, and then recover. Means I need to keep that there. Left foot. Just got to keep that in mind. I got to keep in mind where the left foot is. So I got to make that note every single time until I get to the last frame, essentially. Very silly. Hmm. I'm not sure what the lead up is for yours. I mean, sometimes this is the thing about animation when you're animating straight ahead. Is the nice thing about animating straight ahead is you just have to work off what your previous frame was. That's the benefit of animating straight ahead. The downside is it's sometimes difficult, if not even impossible, depending on the circumstances, to be able to know exactly. Oops, shit, that's not what I meant to do. To know where your animation is going to end up. That is a struggle. That is like a genuine struggle. Um, like it could be difficult, you know, to be like, oh yeah, that's exactly what I wanted it to do. Um, that is one of the challenges of animation is being able to be like, okay, where did I want everything to go, essentially? And for me right now, I'm really having a hard time. I had to take a moment to really think about the kind of kick she's doing. And that's why the recommendation I have for getting into animation is there's a certain point where you realize that there's a benefit to being able to actually, like, do keyframes when you need to do keyframes, but keeping straight ahead animation for when you need to do straight ahead animation. Because the thing about being able to know where your animation is going to go, you can better structure things like the direction and the pace of an animation, but it sometimes can be a little bit stiff. Animating straight ahead allows you to animate what would be the most natural next thing to happen, is the benefit. But, again, the difficulty is like, oh, well, how do I even where am I going? When does it end? Is the tough part about straight ahead animation. You sometimes have to wallow a little bit to be like, where the frick does this go? This really have to think about balance. I'm really having to think about balance is what I'm doing here. Which is the hard part for me. Is like, oh boy, this was heck of a pose. There we go. Keep that way. Gotta make shapes now. Just gotta focus on making those shapes and just set them out. Sometimes you just gotta set out a shape. Worry about nothing else. There we go. Woo! That was close. That was messy, but oh shit, I lost the foot. Ah shit, I lost the foot. Should have been the first thing I did. I want to say it was about here-ish. I really like donkey kicks. I don't know why. Satisfying to do, I guess. I don't know. Kind of just focus on that. Focus on picking it up. I really wanted to put as much energy into this as possible, is really what I wanted to do. And I feel like I accomplished that. I really do. I feel like I accomplished the mission I set out for, which is putting as much energy into this piece as I could. And this is always something I want to like strain with my own work when it comes to this is like I'm trying to capture as much as I can in as little a time as possible. It means I have a constraint here. I have to remember that. I have a constraint regarding that. So if that's the case, then the goal should be did I get everything that I wanted? And did I do it in as few resources as possible? Did I accomplish what I set out to do? And if I did, then mission accomplished. I mean, if it's not been made clear, I would love to do some like sprite or video game animation at some point. I feel like impact frames are something that I really, really enjoy doing and something that I really know I can do. That's the other thing is like I know I can do them and I enjoy doing them. Super satisfying when you pull them off. I think the twist on this is going to be the part that's going to be the most like, wah, that if it worked, or if it didn't, it didn't. I think that'll be the part that's going to really make or break this, is if I can translate how that twist went. Because the twist is absolutely the part that I think was the most integral to preserving exactly what happened here. To getting it to work. That one I actually did finish. Ooh. Gonna do? Into back in this stance. We'll have some crouching, but definitely straightening out. Foreshortening, why would you do this to me? Have her turning her head back. Love me some angry eyebrows. Love me angry eyebrows. This is something I want to kind of get better at is like, is it matter where the hair is going or does it make sense for what the frame is doing? That's something I want to try to maintain because I feel like sometimes I try to overthink how the hair is moving and that actually causes me problems. I think it causes me more problems when I'm like, did I make the hair do something dynamic that I like? And I should just be like, is it even working at all? Is what I should be focused on when it comes to my hair. Hey, thanks for following. Welcome, Kaz. Hello, the Kaz. Welcome in. Almost done. There we go. I'm trying to decide, do I want the hair to go that way? I think I do. Did I get the collar in there? And I just like when when punching and kicking causes an explosion for some reason. That's just something I like to do. I like when it just makes an explosion. Fun detail that I like to add a lot. I haven't done a. I actually have not done like an attack, like a pose like this in a while. Like I'm curious how this will come out. Kind of been focused on some other things. No, liar, liar. I saw some of yours. It looks good. You're good. As long as you're doing your best, you're doing good. Trust me. I was seeing it. It looked good. You gotta let it fall. You gotta let it fall into place first. You gotta see how it goes. I promise. Do you believe that you're doing it? Believe that you're doing it. No. One thing about animation to remember is that animation sometimes is just, oh hey, I got pretty much everything that I could as best as I could, and sometimes that's just all you need for animation. Sometimes all you need to do is just draw some pictures and make a move. That's sometimes all you need to do. Did you make the pictures move? You did good. Always remember that. Did you make the pictures move? And if so, then you've done animation. Animation has been accomplished. Like that. Also remember, if you tried something different and you felt like it didn't quite work, you still did something that was right because you tried something. Always remember that. Trying something and having it not work or having it not work out does not mean you did something wrong. It just means that you tried something and you either didn't quite have the experience or the skill or the practice. You didn't have the practice to be able to do it. But that's what studying is to a certain extent. Studying is looking at how something is done, trying it for yourself, and then trying to figure out what worked and what didn't. Figuring out what didn't work for something that you did can be just as important to learning as doing it right. Anything kind of more so. Always remember that. You know, you tried something and it didn't quite work out, that's okay. Because you still tried it. And what's more important is that you tried it. You can't know that something is or isn't going to work until you try something sometimes. And very much animation is a little bit of trial and error when it comes to that kind of thing. You got to try different things to be able to get your animations to do what you kind of want them to. I had to try a lot of different things before I started finding some like consistent things that just kind of work. Unless you're attempting flight. Well, sure. Hey, that's not even 100% true. Actually, I do think of how many times Orville and his brother, the Mario brothers, can't remember, the Wright brothers. I did a thing for them when I was in elementary school. Orville was my quote unquote hero, and he still kind of is. Even when attempting to learn how to like do flight, how many images and videos do you see of people trying to do flight and it failed and it failed and it failed until they succeeded? You still needed to have those contexts and references of failure before we finally learned how to fly. So even then, yeah. And sometimes that's how it goes. So a lot of times, you know, like, oh, this looked much better in my head. Fair enough. It happens. It's okay. You still tried it, and now you know what you might need to improve on. That's one thing is you can't know what you need to improve on if you try something and realize, oh, that didn't work. But that's okay. It's okay to be like, oh, I need to work on this. I need to work on that, and that's okay. Everybody got to start somewhere when it comes to stuff. You always got to try things. You got to always try different things. I've done things on the stream with other people's illustrations that didn't work, and I've done that. It happens. It happens to everyone. Sometimes you see something, you're like, I don't fucking know what to do with that. You try it and it doesn't work. It happens. No elk. Or elk. No elk. I meant to preserve where the left foot goes, and then I immediately got stuck on this frame and didn't have time. No. Don't worry about it, planet. I promise you, it's not gonna be that bad. It's not gonna be that bad. Like, there's no judgment here. There's actually no judgment here. A little bit snappy. I made this one a little bit snappy. I wish I would have had a whole hold frame in there, but the way that it's like missing one. It's like one frame short. It needs to be 7 frames. I would add one more frame into this, and it would probably be perfect. But it's pretty good. I like the gut kick. I like the gut kick look it does. I like that it could be a jab, though. I like actually that it's like, it can be repeated. It actually looks good if you repeat it like this. And she sucks it back into her foot. Yeah, I like how that one came out. I can't. What is this? I've definitely seen this video. Why can't I remember the name of this video though? can't remember the name of that video. It's gonna kill me. Ah, you did good. That looks good. Do that. Yeah. I see what you're going for. It works. I like the way that it zooms out. I mean, there's that like boys to like be like you did good. If you're concerned, if you are concerned, it's like, ah, geez, that didn't work. Like, I would say probably needed like a third frame. Maybe only did three or four frames, and that's it's a young girl. Oh, is that actually the name of the song? The song is really good. Yeah, I remembered hearing it a while ago. I forgot about it actually. I need to look it up again. Um, but like in situations like this, the best way to like analyze it is be like, okay, I probably needed to focus more frames on this. If you were inundated with the having to color everything blue, that's why I'm always like, probably I always err away from adding color. I always do line art. I always do line art because just coloring takes a lot of time. But you still had a solution there. I think you had the right idea. I actually think you did. Of switching it to something that didn't have as much color in it. So you did the right thing there. I do think you did. You gotta practice. You gotta practice. I see what you're going for. I see where you were going with it. Also, kind of, I got better at coloring things in the more times people put me in situations where I had to color too. So flip side, like if you put yourself and you're like, oh shoot, this was too much. Don't worry about that either. Don't worry about that either because I couldn't get as quick at coloring as I could if people didn't kept on putting me in situations where I needed to color. So putting yourself in a situation where you're doing something like that and you're like, oh shit, it can be a good thing. It can make a difference. I like that. No alcohol. No alcohol. That's good. I like that face you ended on too. That is what she would do. She'd be like, where's the alcohol? Why am I here? Lame. What is this, sober? What is this, sobriety? Alright. Alright. I think I'll call it there. I think I'll call it there. That was good. You did great. Everybody did great. And I hope you guys can join me for next time. It was good. As always, I do this usually Saturdays, but something weird happens, but should be every Saturday. We do a bunch of other stuff here. We'll be doing something later, actually, if you want to come watch us, me and my friends, be a bunch of goobers. We're playing... Been going through We're not Excel Saga. That's a show. Got the wrong saga. I meant Xeno Saga, and by that I meant we're doing Xeno Gears. We're starting right from the beginning, because my friend is crazy. Was like, we should do Xeno Saga. And I was like, we should! And then we're starting with Xeno Gears. We're going to do it. Hopefully. We'll see. It'll be like the next 2 years of our life, but we're going to do it, apparently. I believe. I believe. So, stick around to the very end. I do one more thing before we go, and you guys can participate. One more thing you can participate in. The end of every stream, I open up Bing Create, which is an image generator, and we're gonna make a picture together. All you guys got to do is type in chat, whatever chat says. The topical can be non sequitur, doesn't matter to me. I'll utilize what you guys say as a reference to generate an image, and then I'll share that image before we rate out. So if you want to contribute and you want to see that, stick around to the very end. And to get us started, shaking my head at the no-go animations. If you want to contribute to that, I'll give you guys a minute. Type whatever you want. Or you stick around to the end to kind of get an idea of what goes into this. Ah, at the no-go animations, but hugging the biblically accurate angel, keeping us on topic for our animations. Yeah, it seems pretty good. Yeah, it seems pretty good. I'm gonna start cooking it. I always like to make sure that it actually cooks something before I get us on our outro. Should take it. It seems to be. Okay, yeah, stick around. So yeah, it did poop something out, so stick around to the very end. If you want to see that image. I also do a bit of a closing bit. We do raid after every stream, so that way the daywalkers in our chat can keep watching. Because everybody else out there, make sure to go lock your doors and windows, because it's almost lunchtime for daywalkers. Thank you for joining, everybody. Hope you had a good time and you enjoyed the show. If you're able to join the live show, then you can stop by and chat and watching. If you're watching this in the future, thank you for taking the time to go back and rewatching the VOD. We appreciate it. If you're out there and you enjoyed this and you want to see more of what we're up to, I recommend scrolling down below and following, or clicking any of the links. There's a link to an Instagram, Facebook, a Twitter, and a Discord. We post when we go live on any one of those platforms, as well as anything else that we're up to, and just generally come hang out with the rest of the community here. Why you look at me like that? It's a good time in there. Oh yeah, there's Bluesky too. You should check that out too. Speaking of which, a shout out to our community in the Discord, and everyone who follows. You guys are a wonderful audience. We appreciate you. If we do anything particularly entertaining or noteworthy, feel free to clip it and share it on the internet. Just make sure to also hashtag it with MCCanary, or link it back to the stream so people could find more of the good stuff we do here. And as always, if you want to see the stream grow, you gotta let people know. I appreciate that people have been talking about the stream, and I encourage you guys to do it more. It does help us out, and it's just super awesome that you guys can do that and are willing to do that. So yeah, if you like the stream, go tell people about the stream. Go tell your friends about the stream. I won't. As always, a huge thank you to Mo Shrimp and all of our supporters on Patreon and Twitch. Your generosity allows us to continue to expand the stream as well as take on more projects, and the stream would not be made possible without viewers like you. So we thank you. If you want to see your name added to this list, as well as a couple of the benefits you could get, you could always subscribe directly on Twitch or check out the Patreon page here. It'll show you everything that you can get, and any amount is always appreciated. Once again, thank you. And thank you to Ahmad to do a wonderful job holding back the Rebel Army and preventing becoming famous. Thank you everybody for coming out and drawing with me. I had a great time. It was good. If you want to see all the pictures, I'll be posting to the Discord. I'll be posting most of the animations in the Discord. I'll put it that way. This might be the first time where unfortunately we don't post all of them, but for good reason. So if you want to see the animations, they'll be in there. Alright, I'll get you through housekeeping and get you on your way. Check out the rest of my friends in Goblin Entertainment here. That link tree has links to all my friends' channels and everything that they've done that they've been up to, and my own stuff here. I have my own link tree that has everything that I posted. So you should go check everybody out in Goblin Entertainment. Alright. We'll be raiding to somebody new. Their name is Echo. They're doing more Gartic phone. I don't know if they're including people, unfortunately, but you should go say hi to them and be nice. Hopefully they're including people. So stick around for that. Otherwise, have a good afternoon. Take it easy. And remember, just have fun. We're all a bunch of dumb idiots who just are doing their best to have a good time. We ain't gotta get gross or weird. We just have a good time. Oh, why are they all Jesus? Why are they all Jesus? Like that this one had 3 arms. Where's the third arm coming from? Where's that third arm coming from? Why has so many hands? Why has that one got so many arms? He ain't got wings. Oh, that one's Cirno, that's why. They forgot their wings. Cirno would forget her wings somehow. She wouldn't be able to explain it either.